All right. Hmm. All right. I can't find the damn thing. I don't know why. All right. Hey, what's up, everybody? Damn, YM. Yo, that's damn. Damn. Yo, I'm sorry to see that, man. What's up, everybody? Yeah, yeah, that's exactly right, man. As I become a more experienced trader, I've come to the realization that I have to be a good loser. I just took a gold win. I actually caught the bottom. I actually bottom ticked this gold play right here, and I just got out at these highs right here. So I was telling Alfred earlier that I copy traded this between two of my funded accounts. And believe this or not, this is the first time that I've ever copy traded an account. I've not copy traded an account before then, but I got like 5 funded accounts right now. And I wouldn't be able to trade them effectively individually. So uh, I decided that I'll reduce my size to 3 gold micro contracts and copy trade them. And I'm just glad that my first trade in gold was it worked out as it did because I just got out before the stream. So uh, it sucks that I wasn't able to share that first moment with you guys. But I think that if gold holds this pullback here, if we can get a hold right here, I think gold can probably go back up here to 30, right here where this range is. Gold can test this right here. I wouldn't be surprised if this is where the market rejects, or we can get like a rejection from this area. Uh, Probably like a sweep of this range right here, a failure from the bulls to try to buy off of it and a move back down. I wouldn't be surprised. You know what, YM? So hold on. Are you trading? Are you trading gold or are you trading Nasdaq? I see that you said that you got Nasdaq blocked. I had Nasdaq blocked on my account as well. If you're trading gold, so this is a hard reality that I had to learn. We all know that we all love the NQ over here. That's why this is Nasdaq Anonymous, because we're all addicted to trading the NQ. The one thing, the first mistake that I made when I transitioned over the gold was trade NQ or trade gold as if she's the NQ and she's not. She trades more similar to the ES. She can move like the NQ, but she trades more similar to the ES. And we're talking about, I mean, look how clean this is right here. Buying at support, selling at resistance. It's literally that simple on gold. We all know that you're not supposed to trade in the middle. If you wait for a breakout here in the middle of the chart, if you're not getting out at resistance and trying to go for a bigger target, you're going to get yourself in trouble. Just like the ES, gold is kind of, you have to trade gold close to support and close to resistance because you're going to see a pullback. It happens every time. Gold doesn't play that breakout, that fake breakout. You can't fight against the trend with gold either. You can get away with it in the Nasdaq, and that was one of my biggest obstacles that I had to get over, making the transition back over to go or making the transition to go from the Nasdaq, because you can get away with fighting the trend with gold or with Nasdaq. You can see that it was bearish, but look how many opportunities the market gave you before it actually super dumped to go long. You had 1, 2, 3, 4 bullish attempts before the bears actually took over. And then as soon as they traded right back and filled this gap, it went back long. You can trade against the trend with Nasdaq, but you can't do that with gold. Gold will hurt your feelings every single time. Every single time. And gold hurt my feelings. And I had to actually go over the weekend. I was crying on the treadmill a couple of times because of gold. Because she hurt my feelings. And I just had to realize that I can't fight the trend with gold. I have to be patient, wait for a pullback into support or resistance, and trade that. If I'm going to, I'll share this with you with gold. If you got a strong low somewhere, if gold breaks this low, then you know that the longs are no longer valuable, or then they're no longer. What's the word I'm looking for? It invalidates the trade. Right here, I took this long at this area right here. Actually, I got in around 509, and I front ran a fib. And I'm glad I front ran it because we got this move right here. So if price broke below this low and closed, then I would have been wrong. I would have been absolutely wrong. And that's the great thing about trading gold. She's definitely an instrument where you know when you're wrong and you know when you're right. So if you know when you're wrong and you choose to stay in the position anyway and fight against it by scaling in, doubling down on a losing position, gold will hurt you. That shit works on the Nasdaq. So if that's your tendency, then it's better to stay with the Nasdaq because gold will hurt. Like gold will seriously hurt you. She'll definitely hurt you. I think what is it? Gold USD, gold in general. A lot of people has lost many accounts trading these instruments, and it's for a good reason. It really is. Use Dixie when trading gold. All right, here it comes. Here it comes. So I was telling Alfred about all right, let's watch this video. I was talking about Alfred. I was like, yo, hey, we don't take profits. We hit our target. Alfred, damn it, don't tell me that.
It means something to you.
Thank you. You bitch. You bitch. You bitch. You are a bitch. Why? You are a bitch. Oh my god. No, no.
Bro.
Hey, oh my god. Stuff like that happens. Oh, wow. Wow. Oh. Hey, I mean, hey, it happens. It happens. I was telling Alfred about taking profits and how it feels to take profits and how it feels to so this is what it looks like when you take your profits and you don't allow price to hit your target. Look how low energy this guy is. You're looking at your thing seeing, oh shit, if I would have let it hit my target, I would have been happy. Now, this is how it feels when you let price hit your target. That BDE right there, that BDE energy. That's how it feels when you let price hit your target and not take profits. But you said 2 accounts this month. Hold on. Oh yeah, I got to copy trade them, K trader. I'm gonna copy trade two of them. So so the system I'm gonna use is that I have 5 accounts. I'm gonna copy trade two. Each account I can only take one trade in each day. So I'm going to take the first trade in the 2 accounts, 3 micro contracts. If I lose, I only lose $180. If I lose that, I have to accept that loss and take a follow up trade in my other funded account. And if I lose that, I can't take another follow up trade, and I'll take the last trade in my other account, which gives me 3 opportunities to be profitable in at least one account. Gold doesn't move that much for me to be losing 3 times in a row. I may, depending on if I'm misreading the direction the market wants to trade, I can probably lose the first one. But the follow up trades, I highly doubt it, because I mean, as long as I know which direction the market is trading in, I can just take a follow up trade. And then at the same time, I'm still waiting for my entry model. Another reason why I took this trade right here is because it just fit my entry model. A strong move in one direction, and I just waited for the pullback. Actually, no. That's not the no. I apologize. I wasn't looking at that leg. I was looking at this leg. A strong move in one direction and a pullback. So I missed this pullback at the end of the day. And so I wanted to see if the market was going to actually respect this low. Because with gold, if gold came back underneath this low, then that meant that the market wanted to go lower. Gold is a structure based instrument. With the Nasdaq, the beautiful thing about trading the Nasdaq is that you don't even have to pay attention to structure. You do, but then you don't. The Nasdaq trades it's so volatile that you can see that the market trades with structure. I mean, you see a range, you see a breakout from a range, a pullback. She'll do that. But you can see like in this chop, you can trade the middle with the Nasdaq. You can't trade the middle with ES or gold or CL and expect to be successful, but you can do that with the Nasdaq. So that's what makes the Nasdaq a very attractive instrument, because you don't actually need to know technical analysis or anything. You don't have to pay attention to structure. You can just get in and get out. That's what makes her beautiful. And as you can see, where the market is finding resistance at this range that we drawn yesterday, you can see that this is where the market is finding initial resistance at this range, because that's where we got price to break down. But I don't think price is going to reverse here. I think price is probably going to come up a little bit up here. And if price does blow past this and continue higher, then I guess I'll just accept it. But yeah, I'm looking to I was actually looking to go short around. I'll keep it here. I'll keep it here because it's like a small little break right there is what I'm looking for in a potential area to potential retest of the high. So we'll see what happens. But yeah. With Nasdaq, you can trade the middle and be successful. With gold, there's no way that you can ever trade the middle and be successful. You'll become liquidity trading the middle with gold. So if you're more comfortable taking multiple trades, then sticking with the Nasdaq will probably be your best bet. Just reduce your size, because if you bring Nasdaq tendencies over here to gold, you're just still giving up your money. And I'm pretty sure the same reason why I moved from the Nasdaq is probably the same reason why anybody would move from Nasdaq. You keep blowing accounts, you find yourself gambling more often than not, and during the days where the market is making you feel one thing but doing another, those are the days where 9 times out of 10, you're going to lose the account. But hey, what's up, Investor Z? What's up, everybody? And John, what's this? Hmm. Yeah, I get what you're saying, YM. But what I'm talking about is just in general, not you specifically. But I think we all kind of go through that, though. I think we all kind of go through that. We know what we're supposed to do, and we don't do it. That's actually a book. It was a book that I read a couple of years back. I know what I'm supposed to do, so why don't I do it? I guess it's just more fun breaking the rules. I don't know what it is about the human experience. Speaking about me personally, I'll come up with ways. I will come up with ways on how to win, and then for whatever reason, I try to find new ways of the win and totally disregard proven methods of winning. Don't know why, but that's what I find myself continuously doing. I would find me a winning strategy and then trade everything except that winning strategy because it feels too easy. But I actually tuned into a Tradeify stream today, and coincidentally, I popped in at the exact moment where what was being said resonated with me. And I think me, Cave Trader, Alfred, we all had this conversation. I know y'all guys say that I like to make the market hard. I like to trade the market on hard mode. And yeah, I absolutely do that. But they was talking about engineers and how, because someone made the comment that engineers they'll make really great traders. And I was thinking to myself, no, they don't. No, they wouldn't. We can definitely reverse engineer a lot of things because that's how our minds are wired. I automatically reverse engineer everything. I try to I break everything down in my mind and I put it back together so I can understand it. However, and I put this in the chat, and I guess all the other engineers in the chat was agreeing with me because it's so true. Our minds are so used to solving complicated problems that when we're given something simple, we complicate it. And it's just something natural because to us, since we solve complicated problems, simple task is just it's like a cognitive dissonance. And even though the KISS method is something that we're taught, for whatever reason that gets thrown out the window because we want to make it complicated. Because if it's too easy, then it's like, dude, a monkey can do this. I mean, or anybody can do it. And I guess that's also an ego thing too, because that's exactly what I think a lot of people, especially engineers, say. It's like, well, shit. I mean, if it's too complicated, then anybody can do it. But I think that's probably why that's what makes trading challenging for a lot of people. because I mean it is simple. It definitely is simple, but people definitely make it more complicated than it should be. And what's up, Jack? He said I trade like ICT with the profit targets. Well, I prefer to get my targets hit, especially if I know that price can go at a certain level. Because, like I said, I've kind of reverse engineered how price action works. I understand that if it's not going to go up, then it's going to go down and vice versa. And price trades from level to level. I'm not looking for scalps because, like I said, that's not something I'm looking for. I'm looking to catch the bottom and I'm looking to get out at the top. Why? Because that just vindicates my analysis. I took the time to analyze the chart, draw out these ranges, these rectangles, paid attention to the price action, and the market is not random. So if I know that if we find support at this range, then I know that it's going to make its way back up into this range. And that's why I left my long position until the close, and I was able to profit on that before the market closed. I was targeting the bottom of this range, but for whatever reason, the market chose to do it after the market reopened. But this is where I was targeting right here. Why? Because it's just range right here. Price is going to come back into this area. You damn right, Alfred. That BDE energy is the feeling is true. BDE energy is real, especially when, like I said, you trade. You have a plan. You look at the charts. You analyze the charts. You formulate a plan. You get in. You get out. You hold, even if price comes back down to your break even before going to your target. Yeah, I was in this trade at the close. I was in this trade at the end of the stream. I got my initial targets hit, but I had two more targets running. So when price pulled back to my break even, I just added two more contracts because I knew that price was going to hold in this range. And if it didn't, well, I knew that I would be wrong. If price didn't hold this range and it broke, I would have just flipped short. But when I saw that the price was holding this range, I just added two more contracts and wrote it to the end of the session. And I got the two contracts filled before the market closed. I just had these two contracts left, and I had to close them all after the market closed. So, uh, I feel, and at least for me, when I do that and I continue to do that, it builds my confidence. I'm already a very confident person, but it builds my confidence and it allows me to speak confidently and competently when I take my trades because I do this. I'm not afraid of liquidating my account. I'm not afraid of price hitting my stop. I got into the trade to win or lose, not to break even. So I'm not looking for break even in none of my trades. Either it's going to hit my stop or it's going to hit my target. I mean, it's just that simple. But I will say that kind of like that video that we saw, that has happened where price would miss my target and it will come back against me and stop me out. I mean, that's happened plenty of times, but it's not going to deter me from trading the way that I want to trade. Not going to deter me. So I will say this though. Earlier today, when the price was trying to when the buyers were trying to buy off of the top of this orb, I was skeptical because my analysis told me that price was going to pull back into this range. And so I already had uh limit sitting at 440 and then a scale in target just in case price dipped below 40 in hopes that I can get that scale in for a little bit of extra money in the position. But I kind of went against my analysis because I thought that, well, maybe they wanted to kind of go and push off of the top of the orb, which I mean, they kind of did. I mean, that's 27, about what, 25, about 20 points. I mean, if you have a 20-point first target, then you definitely got it hit. But this new style of trading that I'm doing with smaller targets or with a smaller position, I was able to withstand that. Even though I kind of blew that account, I don't know what the hell happened. I think that account was just almost close to drawdown when it rebuilt. But I had two losses right here, and this trade right here and this trade right here would have made me positive. And that's going to be my new style of trading where I'm trading strictly at a minimum a 2-to-1. So that now I'm playing the long game versus the short game. One win takes out two losses. So now I can lose more than I win and I can now be profitable. And that's just another reason why I won't be taking profits before my target. Because if I'm taking profits before my target, then that just skews my win to loss ratio. That means if I can hold a position and it goes against me and I don't cut it, if I can hold a loser, then I can hold a winner. So moving forward, this is how I'm going to start. I'm going to stick to this style of trading and I'm just not going to move from it because I'm already starting to see the benefits and the results of trading this way. Now I don't have the anxiety of losing anymore or missing a good trade because I don't want to lose. I know that I can lose more than I can win, and I'm still profitable. So now I take trades that I may have overlooked in the past, and now that I'm taking more trades, taking more trading opportunities, I'm finding myself being more profitable now. Not that I wasn't profitable before, but when I was trading heavier size, I would skip a couple of trades because I was concerned that a trade could potentially go against me. And I didn't want that to happen. But now I no longer have that concern. Yeah. Mm. This is by Dead Eval Energy. Yeah, I mean I feel that ranges have like once you understand this market is made of rectangles, which are ranges. Rectangles dictate the pace of this market. That's all. That's what I look for every day. Is ranges where price react and how price reacts at these ranges. That's why during the NA meetings, I'm always looking for a range. I'm not necessarily looking for specific levels. I'm looking for a range between this price level and that price level. And I'm looking to see how price reacts within that range before I take a trade. Actually, speaking about that, last week, man, I had some really great trades on on the NA meetings last week. Had some really good trades. Like I'm tracking my trades that I got to get better at documenting the dates. But we had one, two, three. So we have 4 wins and 3 losses with a 27-point stop, and this is supposed to simulate one MNQ or one NQ contract. And the rules to this is you trade it until the first pullback. That if you were trailing it, it's going to stop you out. So we had some really great trades last week on the NA meeting, and we had 3 losses, but we had some really big winners. Yeah, this trade right here closed it for 58 points, but then that entry, it moved 250 points away from that entry. Had a 100 point, but then it moved 127. We had a couple of losses, but overall, my winners outweighed my losers. And I've been kind of tracking this all year. So if I was taking these trades myself, so far the NA meetings, I mean, I have to update this, but actually, I have to update this. Oh yeah, this was the week where none of my levels hit. None of my levels hit on during this week. I was actually surprised that none of them hit. That was very surprising. And I think this week I completely broke even. It's like I took all these trades and after everything was said and done, it was zero at the end of it. But what I'll do probably this weekend, so probably what I'll start doing is probably start talking about the NA meeting levels and try to integrate that into the stream as well, and talk about why I'm looking at these levels to trade, because the back testing that I'm doing so far shows that my analysis is mostly correct most of the time. There are times where I'm wrong, obviously, but for the most part, I'm definitely right. So I guess I'll start talking about this. I'll probably start talking about this as well. But mm, okay, so I think price is going to probably push. I mean, if you're in a gold trade right now, the way this thing is sitting at these highs, I do think we'll probably see a move back up into this range right here. We got all the EMAs sloped up on gold, so we got the market trending low key, making lower or higher lows, higher highs. Bears failing to knock this thing down. I mean, if the Bulls can hold this pullback, we're definitely gonna. It's highly likely we'll see this range for sure. We do got this high at 26, but it's highly likely that the market will try to trade into this range right here for sure. Um, it says its low win rate is. Mm-hmm. Mm. My trading partner uses Heikin-Ashi bars, or he did at one point. Before I transitioned to tick charts, for a small period of time, I also used Heikin-Ashi charts. The only thing that I didn't care for was that it didn't show real price. That's the only thing that just always bothered me, is that the real price was not, or Heikin-Ashi doesn't show the real price of the market. But it definitely shows you the direction that the market is trending for sure. I guess if I were to reference a Heikin-Ashi chart to see which direction the market is trending, that'll probably actually be helpful actually. Maybe I should do that. Let me see how a gold Heikin-Ashi chart looks. Let's see how this will look. We got wrinkle bars. Heikin-Ashi tick charts. This is a thing? Huh. Heikin-Ashi tick charts. Let's do a 15-minute. Let's see how that looks. Yeah. That doesn't tell me anything that I would want. All right. Well, I guess we'll see. So far, the market is trending off of this 21 EMA. So I definitely expect for the market to continue to go higher. If we look at the ES, this is kind of tough to say on the ES. One thing is very clear about the ES is that the ES was the ES was trending down. The ES was trending down. And now we have the market breaking out above that trend line. And we got a range right here. We've made lower lows, lower highs. Price is now broken out of that trend line. And now it's trading or is making an attempt to trade back into this area of previous resistance. Because this is where the market broke structure to the downside. Hmm. Yeah, this one's going to be tough on the ES because I mean a lot of things are happening. You got this trend line coming down, but you also have yesterday's orb high, which there's nothing but stops above this orb high. So all the market has to do is tap into it, and we could see a short squeeze from that. But right above the orb high is this area of supply right here, where we got this break of structure right here. We got a break of structure. They came back and we got that move down. So the question is, will the bears hold the pullback? Which is highly unlikely, but the structure is definitely here for the bears to hold the pullback. Mm. It's going to be very interesting to see how the market plays out tomorrow. Now, if the market just breaks out of this range and retests this high, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. But there is a break of structure right here as well. Mm. 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 That shit did it perfectly too. Mm. Mm. All right, we'll see what happens. The reason why I'm going for these shorts, I mean, they may not work, but I'm going to try. I'm going to try to short these areas on the shit. What the hell? Sorry, I don't know why this thing muted me. But anyway, yeah, I don't know if Powell's going to cut rates or not. Or I apologize. If Powell doesn't cut rates on Wednesday, then PCE on Thursday, it doesn't make a it's not really a big deal. It's not really a big deal. So I really don't expect to see a big reaction from PCE, but I mean, we can see it. And we have non-farm on Friday as well. And not only do we have non-farm on Friday, but we also have the tariff deadline. The countries that have not made a trade deal with the United States, they have a blanket tariff that goes into effect on August 1st. I believe the big names have already made deals. I guess the trade partners that I mean they're trade partners, but they're not the significant ones. The big ones, they'll just receive a blanket tariff. But I think what is it? We had one with the EU. We had one with Japan. I believe there is one with China, maybe. I know Canada is being very stubborn. So Friday is definitely going to be very interesting. And I believe this is peak week as well. We definitely have some earnings on Wednesday and Thursday. Let me pull up the calendar real quick. I thought people were going to Cuba to get them, or actually, people are going to Turkey to get their BBLs done. We're having a BBL crisis. Yeah, people are going to Turkey to get BBLs done, which is like the craziest thing in the world. Well, it's not crazy to get a BBL done in Turkey. I just find it interesting that people would travel that far to get it done, especially if you're here in the United States. Wow, that's that's crazy. TBL. Yeah, people going to Turkey to get that shit done. A lot of people are going to. I mean, I don't like to use this term because it's very demeaning, but I mean, I really don't know what another term to use. Um, yeah, I'm not gonna. It's very. It's the demeaning term, but it just seems like a lot of people are trusting people in very questionable parts of the world where medical practices are not 100% ethical, which, I mean, you're allowing somebody to put you under, they're cutting you open, and you expect to wake up with all your parts. Like that, and you're in a room by yourself in in a country outside the United States. You're getting these procedures done. Just hope that one day you don't go up there and then your blood type matches with somebody that needs your heart or some shit or your kidney or something. Yeah, I just wouldn't. I guess I don't ever have to be in a situation like that, but uh, I just I just I just find that very crazy. Anyway, especially now with the world the way that it is, like people are so desperate for money. A lot of tourists are being targeted. I mean, you have to think about it. You're not familiar with the area. You don't know what the customs are. The law enforcement in that area, yeah, if you're from the United States, they'll probably, it's in their best interest to now allow some crazy shit to happen to you, but they can't control it. Especially if you get kidnapped by a local gang in the area. I mean, the most that probably would happen is them getting arrested, but I mean, if they take something from you, I mean, it's highly unlikely for you to get it back. But I guess a lot of people don't care about that type of stuff. They kind of like what Cat Williams says: insecure people with a lot of money. But anyway, so yeah, this is what we got this week. So we got Meta, Microsoft, Robinhood. After the bell, we have Qualcomm. I think Ford is going to probably move YM and the ES and ARM. So we have all that after the bell on Wednesday, right after the rate decision. And on Thursday, we have Amazon and Apple. We have Coinbase. Remember when during the pandemic, Riot and Roku of all things moved the damn market. Roku, however you pronounce it. And we don't have anything on Friday. I mean, the energies. I mean, they're trillion dollar companies. I mean, they're always going to be profitable. So I don't think nobody really cares about that. Yeah. So we definitely have a very interesting. So after Wednesday, going into the close, Thursday and Friday's price action may be all over the damn place. Yeah, it depends. Hey trader, how do you know that? K Trader said they had better doctors. You know, I'll say this. Here in the United States, a lot of the quality has gone. A lot of the quality in things are gone. Um, Ever since the United States moved its focus from providing a good product to feeding the consumer, because that's all this is now. They just need to be able to produce because it's trying to appease the consumer. No one, if you want quality, you have to pay top dollar for quality now. If you want something unique, you have to pay top dollar. If you want something custom made, you have to pay top dollar. It used to be you can go to a store and get something and it will last generations to the point to where you can pass this item down to your son, daughter, whomever, and they can do the same. But now you get something, you'll be lucky if it lasts that entire week. Stuff does not last anymore. They don't build products to last because they want you to continue to consume. I saw something that was very interesting, and it kind of brings this idea into the focus. The CEO of Logitech, what they're trying to implement is a subscription based mouse where you have a mouse that will last you a lifetime that you have to pay a subscription to use. Now, obviously, the CEO is detached from reality because I don't know who the hell she's targeting with a mouse that you have to pay a subscription for. Let's actually see if we can find that. Because when I saw that, I was thinking to myself, there's no way that she said that stupid shit and meant it. But I guess she did. I guess she did. A subscription based mouse. So the CEO, so this was suggested following the backlash or something like that. And apparently this happened sometime last year, so I'm late. But it's crazy that at one point in time, someone said, hey, this is a good idea. Let's make a mouse that you pay a subscription for. And that's just coming from that consumer mindset that it's like, let's turn everybody into a consumer and keep them consuming. No more quality. I think the last quality thing that we had was the Avenger movies, but we all saw what happened when they turned a great product into something for people to consume. They had $1 trillion company or $1 trillion product that is no longer worth $1 trillion. A lot of the actors have gone to Transformers. And I don't know if y'all guys seen that, but a lot of the Marvel actors, I forgot what is it, forgot which studio it was, but they're revamping the Transformer series using the Avengers actors. The one that Marvel said that we didn't need anymore. And we want to promote identity politics and whatever bull crap they want to promote through these shows that no one continues to watch. And they keep doing it, losing more money with each iteration. And for whatever reason, the people that made them a trillion, or the people that made their product $1 trillion product, for whatever reason, they turned their backs on them. And now Transformers is now giving them a piece of the pie. Let me see if I can find that. Yeah, so Chris Hemsworth and Scarlett Johansson, blah 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 blah. So now they're going to be a part of the Transformer universe, and they'll have more creative control over their characters. So that's going to be very interesting. That's going to be interesting. Yeah, I mean this, Rugkid, that just shows that these people are just so removed from reality, that they're so deep in their echo chamber and their quote unquote safe spaces that the stupid shit that they talk about. Because I mean, if in your echo chamber, if everybody around you is, because you know how when people are put in high places, they become elitist. They use terms that puts them at a high that puts them on a pedestal and everybody beneath them as peasants. A great example of that is like with Harry Potter, where they call everybody muggles, and if you're not a wizard, you're a muggle or a mudblood or whatever term that makes people feel more elite than somebody else. That's what all this comes from. And it's like, yeah, those eaters, those peasants, they'll consume. If they want a nice mouse, they'll buy it. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense. And they're stupid echo chambers, and then they say it out loud, and then since everybody is saying, yeah, that's a great idea, then they bring it out to the public, and then they get surprised. It's like, oh my God, the eaters, the slaves. How dare they not? How dare they reject this great idea to keep them consuming? We're providing them a great product. How dare they not accept this? But it just shows how detached from reality these people can become. I'm pretty sure it does. I'm pretty sure it does. I mean, a lot of the piracy that's happening, uh, these companies, for whatever reason, they think that if people's going to steal our product, we're no longer going to make them. Well, unfortunately, if y'all guys start making products, I mean, I don't think nobody's not going to really care. I mean, if movie producers, show producers stop making new shows, that would just force everybody to go back and rewatch what already exists. At the end of the day, you're just hurting yourself. At this point, you should know that piracy is just a part of business. At this point, you're going to get people that's going to steal the movies. I mean, it sucks, but it's a reality, and there's nothing you can do about it. Nothing. And if you piss, I mean, I don't know why these companies continue to do this, but you piss off these guys, you piss off these groups of hackers, and then they kind of like with Sony, where they just hack your, because I mean, we all know that if you're not in the cybersecurity field, people don't particularly care about cybersecurity. It's interesting that Gain Weight talked about that T app, because they actually just had the biggest, not the biggest data breach, but a very big data breach where they were holding on to data that they told their users that they would delete. That's why I always advocate to you guys about where you're putting your sensitive information with these prop firms that are not with organizations, but with individuals. Because I know if it's not an organization and it's an individual underneath an LLC that's selling you prop accounts, they have all the information available to steal your identity. They know where your house is. They know how much you make if you put that information. They know where you work, all whatever information, and then they have a photo ID of you, and they require a real-time ID or a real-time photo to submit alongside of your ID. So this sensitive information, like they're giving out 50% deals, whatever deals they're giving out. But usually, when these companies go down, uh, 9 times out of 10, they're going to sell your data. I mean, data is very valuable. That's why you need to protect it at every which and way. So this T app got hacked, and a lot of the well, because it's supposed to be for females, a lot of the females' driver's licenses, their photos, everything where they live became available on the internet because uh, the developers of these apps didn't create the app with security in mind. And because of that, now they're liable for a lawsuit, which I just find very interesting because these hackers, you piss them off. They're like, oh, so you want to say this and that, and they hack your system and stuff like this happen. And the hackers aren't going to be held liable for this. It's the companies that said that they're going to protect your data. They will be liable. Same thing happened to Sony, where they had to release movies because hackers hacked their database and leaked movies, full movies that weren't even released yet. And these companies continue to piss these guys off. I don't understand why they do it, but I guess they'll just continue to get hacked. But and then because that who else is going to use a I think that monthly subscription based mouse was targeted toward gamers. I'm pretty sure hackers fall into that group. Especially if they're PC elitist, especially. So yeah, I don't know. These guys are so detached from reality. Yeah. Yeah, you know they're bringing back King of the Hill. I'm actually interested to see it, but hopefully they don't. Hopefully they didn't mess it up. And Cave Trader, I definitely agree. I mean, obviously, it's unfortunate that CEO had to lose his life because he was killed violently, but we understand why it happened. Uh, especially, well, I'm not. I did. I will say this: I'm not following that story. When I heard about it, I mean, it wasn't a surprise to me, and I wasn't interested to follow it. But I'm pretty sure with that healthcare system and with their auto denies, especially if it was somebody that he cared deeply about that was denied, and they unfortunately lost their battle with whatever sickness that they were battling. That can literally drive anybody over the edge. And I can understand it from both sides, but if there is an equivalent exchange, if I'm paying my premium, then I expect for the insurance company to pay whatever they said that they were going to pay. If somebody is a high risk patient, that's why they have underwriters to come up with the best premium that benefits both the customer and the company. Now, someone that's already sick with a history of a certain illness, obviously they're going to have a more expensive premium. That's understandable. But when the company is not paying what they owe, well, unfortunately, stuff like that, where that CEO had to violently lose his life, that's what happens. And especially now, since the world, especially here in the United States, has experienced lawlessness, there's no going back from where we came. Once people were able to riot in the street, destroy businesses, go into stores and loot, and not face any real repercussions, there is no going back from that. The world has seen that here in the United States, no matter how violent newer administrations get, people are now used to is like, okay, I can steal this much, I can do this much, and I won't see any serious repercussions from my actions. Accountability is now out of the window. And that's why we see more people being emboldened to the point, well, they'll violently take somebody's life. And you go on social media and you see that people celebrating the death of this person because, yeah, what he did was wrong, but this man was still a person and he had a family that cared about him. And now they have to mourn his loss for the rest of their lives. And that's what people tend to forget. That a human person lost their life. But that's just how people are nowadays. They don't care about that stuff. It's how they feel. As long as I don't like that person, if they violently lose their lives, then it's okay because we don't like them. Which is like the craziest thing in the world to me. He says the chicks, they are using the T app to talk about men, most not having any mirrors in their houses. That's crazy. I saw the pictures, dude. I saw the pictures. I will say this. I tell the women in my life, well, I don't actually, let me rephrase that because that's not true. I will say this. There was a point in time in my life where I was at a point where I wanted to discover who I was. So I started doing certain things in terms of how do I want to say this? That spiritual journey that I think everybody goes on at one point in time in their life. I think it's very similar to when people are at a crossroads and this is the point in time in their life where they find their God. They need something bigger than themselves to believe in. That's something that is deeply ingrained in the human experience is the need to find something bigger than yourself, the belief of a God. And I went through that journey. What saved me from that was actually seeing the people where the message was coming from. And when I actually saw them, because the words, if you listen to people's words and they resonate with you, then you don't really care where those words come from. They're resonating with you, so you'll tend to hold on to them. Once I saw where these words came from, and I saw the people that were saying these words, that's what saved me. And what I was saved from was the dark side of spirituality, the let God and live part, meaning taking your own future, taking accountability, putting it all in God's hand and hoping for the best instead of getting out there and rising from the work that you put in. Because at that time, I was moving forward, but I was moving forward in a circle. I was definitely drifting. At the time, I thought I was doing the right thing, or I felt like I was becoming more spiritually awakened. I actually changed my diet. I actually stopped eating meat at that time as well. And I will say that that was it was cleansing. It was eye opening. I became more in tune with myself. Certain foods, after I stopped eating meat, fast food, all that bullshit, I started to become more in tune with myself. But then I saw other people that was further along the journey because I was just starting. I saw how they ended up and I was like, yo, that's not who I want to be. That is not who I want to be. And this ain't no peace and love and spirits and all kind of stuff. Nah, that's not who I wanted to be. And that's what saved me from that. And I say all that to say this. I saw the women on the T app and everything just made sense. And that's kind of what I want to share with my daughter. The stuff that you see on social media, oh, we hate men. It's men are the problem. There's no accountability. It's, oh, a man did this to me, a man did that to me, and there's no accountability, even though the consistent variable in every equation is that person. When you see where these words are coming from, where, oh, you don't need a man, it's from women that don't have men, and this is the words that they had to use to cope with the fact that nobody wants to be with them. And it's not because they can't get men, is that they don't want to put in the work to do it. They don't want to love themselves. You can obviously tell they don't love themselves. You can obviously tell that they're miserable. You can tell these things by looking at their picture. Women that love themselves, it shows. One thing that I learned at a young age is that even if a woman is not physically attractive, what makes her attractive is the energy that she exudes. If a unattractive woman is very feminine, a man will definitely be more attracted to not how she looks, but how she makes him feel. And a woman that loves herself exudes that energy. That's why usually the more attractive women, I mean, I guess more unattractive women with beautiful energy are married more than attractive women, because they don't have, I mean, if we're going to be completely honest, attractive women, they've been told that they're beautiful their whole lives, so they automatically feel entitled. They don't feel like they have to put in any work. It's, you should be happy that I chose to allow you to be with me. And that energy is ugly. And that's why you don't necessarily see a lot of beautiful women get married. But you see a lot of women with beautiful energy get married. Women with energy that inspires a man. And the women on that app, you can already tell that they don't. So, of course, they're going to say, "Oh, he ghosted me, or he did this to me, or that," because you don't love yourself, and it's very obvious. So, I just found that very interesting, and it just makes sense if, because it all kind of goes back to the customer is always right. We see, I think the T app was the biggest thing to happen for men, so you can kind of see who the customers are. These are the customers that social media, that these movie directors, everybody is pandering to, those group of women, because those are these companies' biggest customers. They have no men, no one that cares for them. So what do they do at home? They just sit and they consume content. They are these guys' biggest customers. And I feel that I feel that you should realize that and understand that that's why social media, these movies, why the push to push out attractive women and make women more, I guess, uh, what's the word I want to use? Because apparently being beautiful is only what some people are. Everybody else is, I guess, ugly according to women. And that's why they want a lot of these characters to look like those women in those photos, because those are the biggest customers. So it was very eye opening. It definitely was very eye opening. Definitely. Yeah, it's definitely feminism, but I don't want to call what's going on today feminism. I feel that back in the day, women just wanted to be, well, I mean, let's just be honest. This feminism stuff wasn't generated by women. It was to get women out of the house and into the factories. This movement is not an authentic movement because what woman in her right mind would leave a home and go and work at a factory on her own accord? No, that's not how it worked. That's not what happened. These corporations was like, I guess when the men went to war, they needed the women to go to work. And how do you get them out of the home? By empowering them, by saying that you can become your own woman. And if you understand the psychology of a woman, you would understand why it worked. So, because I understand this, I understand that feminism is not an authentic movement, is a generated movement. It's it's not authentic. All these corporations did was tap into the minds of women that did not have men. And women are very social, they are community driven. Women will go against their best interest if it goes against the community that they're in. So they don't necessarily believe in what they say. All they're saying is that, oh, my community is saying this, they feel this way about this. And so if I go against that community, or if I go against the group think of the community, then I can become an outcast. And honestly, I really don't know why people take the stuff that women say on the internet seriously, but people do, I guess. And even though their actions say another thing, but people, for whatever reason, pay attention to the things that they say and not what they do, which I find is very interesting. But all I know is that when I was in the dating, I took full advantage of that. Honestly, I felt that, well, shit. I mean, let these women be liberated. Shit. I don't have like, I mean, Alfred knows anybody that's older than 30 that grew up in the 80s, 90s know that before, if you wasn't really paying a bill of some sort, or if you wasn't providing something, that it was not as easy as it is now to get what you want as a man from a woman without any equivalent exchange. I took full advantage of that shit. Yeah, you're liberated. You got a man? Shit, cool. That means I don't have to deal. I can get what I want and I don't have to deal with you. And anybody that understood the game, they took advantage of this shit too. It's like, yeah, be liberated. I'm not going to marry you. So I don't care how high your body count is, or I don't care what your real personality is. I'm only here to do one thing, and that's it. And this has made it easier to do that. I mean, at this point, but nowadays you don't have to do those things. And it's unfortunate that the person that put this in motion, they understood the psychology of a woman, and they took advantage of it. And unfortunately, now we have a generation of women that are entitled. They feel like they don't have to be a man's inspiration, but toxic relationships are romanticized. I guess taking girls to Cheesecake Factory now is lame. Shit. Apparently now you got to pay bills on the first date. Now, I mean, this is what they say. Obviously, certain men are going to do it, and then certain men are going to get it for free. As well, the men that know how to play the game is going to get it without equivalent exchange. But for everybody else, this is the standard. And now it's harder to find someone that hasn't been with everybody on the block. It's harder to find that. And we all know as men that that's what we want. We want someone that we can say that she hasn't been with my best friend, or she hasn't been with the bloke down the street, whatever. We would prefer someone that we can build with as men. That's what we want. But it's harder to find that nowadays. It's definitely harder to find that. You know what, Alfred? I will say this. When I was in the game, I've already kind of shared what I shared. And this is when I was, like I said, younger. Obviously, now that I know better, I wouldn't even put myself in a situation like that. But I tend to always find myself with, like, I always found myself to be the other guy. And that's what I wanted. I never cared to be in a committed relationship. If anything, I wanted to be the other guy. And that's what I got. And when I say that if you ever catch your girlfriend cheating on you, don't you ever take her back, because I'm telling you from personal experience that it gets demonic. You think that your girl is summoning Satan the way that she gives her soul up. The way she gives her soul up, you think she's summoning Satan herself, like it's a fucking Satan ritual. Like it's porn. And it's definitely shaped how I like it, it's definitely shaped. I mean, well, I kind of came into the world kind of with this mentality, but being a part of it, seeing it firsthand, yeah, I don't play games like that, because I know I don't play games like that. It's not the fact that you're with somebody else, is if we have an agreement to be exclusive with each other, it's just the principle, because I just understand that if I'm not with her, then somebody else is. It's unfortunately, that's just the reality. If I'm not with her, somebody else is. But if we're exclusive, then that's what I expect. And the first time I catch it, I know that that's just my first time catching it. I know it's happened before. It's highly rare to catch the first time of it happening, because women are very, and this is another reason why you don't ever take them back. Because in the beginning, they know your schedule. They know where you're at. They know how long you're going to be at a place. And if they are unsure, they'll call you to make sure that you are where they expect you to be. And that's intention. I've had a couple of females cry afterwards, yo. It's a crazy demonic thing, dude. It's how they handle their situations. I don't know why. Instead of, if they get into a fight, you think that they're crying with their best friend and talking about it. No, they're finding comfort with somebody. And I'm not saying all of them, but most of the time that's what's happening. Most of the time. So that's why just don't ever take anybody back that you find is not being faithful to the agreement that y'all made with each other, because it's not your first time. It's not her first time doing it. It's just your first time catching her. And the reason why you caught her is because she got careless, because over time, women are not necessarily creatures that plan long term. They get bored real quick. If they're doing something repeatedly, over time, they will become careless. But in the beginning, they're very careful. So that's why it's highly unlikely for you to catch her the first time. But over time, as she continues to do it, she will become more careless. And that's where the slip ups happen. And if you catch it the first time, she was like, oh, no, she's lying. 9 times out of 10, she's lying. How do I know? I've seen it. I've been the guy next to her while the boyfriend calls, thinking that, oh, she's not. No, she was with me. And I've been there. And like I said, it's very demonic. Yeah. So crazy. But anyway, yeah, I don't know how we went off on that tangent, but I guess that's the good thing about having a night stream where the market doesn't move. We can just talk about shit, branch off and talk about random shit when the market hasn't done anything. Yeah, Alfred, that's definitely true. It is true. For those that don't believe it, it is true. A girl does know if she wants to be intimate with you in the first. I think every girl has told me that when I first saw you, I knew that we was gonna, you know what. And I thought in my mind, I was like, shit, that's the only reason why I'm talking to you. That's the only reason why I'm talking to you. I don't do that. I rarely take. I mean, I haven't taken a girl on a date. Like, I mean, when I tell you that if you focus on yourself and become the best version of yourself, the stuff that they kind of show you on TV about how you're supposed to properly court someone that you're interested in, I feel like that is the quickest way for you to be put in a trick friend zone. It's the quickest way because you're spending money and she hasn't given you anything. I have not been on no date. I don't take girls on a damn date. Don't take them on dates. What the fuck are we going on a date for? The fuck? I mean, I'm not trying to be your husband. I'm not trying to be your boyfriend. I'm trying to get what I want. And girls are the same way. They're literally the same way. Like if you're taking a girl on a date, I promise you, you're doing it wrong. She doesn't like you, and what you're doing is trying to just convince her to like you by allowing her to get you to know it. But girls know if they want to be with you intimately in the first few moments of meeting you. And if you're not someone that they're not attracted to, then I guess the follow-up strategy is, hey, let me take you out on a date. We can talk. And then hopefully as we talk, you can like me. But that is not my reality at all. It is not. It's, oh, wow. Yada, yada. You play the game. You talk. And it's like, yo, so I'm going to be at my house later on today. You should come over. Yeah, sure. Where you live? Bet. Here's my address. Come over. It's that simple. That's honestly, if she's not coming to your house, yeah, it's anyway. Don't try to steal my line. Hey, I'm going to be at my house later on today. You should come over. Sure. Okay. Yeah. Sure. Cool. And I got movies at my house. Yo, Cave Trader, that is so dangerous. Oh man, yo, I stopped doing that. That is so dangerous. So dangerous. That is like the most dangerous thing to do. You don't control the environment. You don't control the environment at all. And then, like I said, most of these females have boyfriends, or most of these females have men that think that these women belong to them. So all it takes is for the dude to pull up as you coming out, and that's an incident that I think I've been to maybe one or two, but nah, come over. I'm not going to nobody else's house. I think what stopped me from doing that is because I guess this is the conversation now, but when I was in the military, I was at this club, you know, this girl and a group of her friends. I think her husband got deployed. He was deployed or some shit like that, and her friends took her out. She thought I was cute, so she got her friend to come talk to me, and she was like, "Yeah, come over." Bro, I went to the house. I saw the picture of the dude. I was like, yo, what the fuck? And then her kids came out, bro. I was like, oh, what the fuck? I was like, yeah, I'm about to go. She was like, no. I was like, dude, no, I'm going. That's that instance right there. That's why I don't do it. All I needed was, I think, all I needed was that wake up call right there. That's all I needed. That's all I needed. I was like, dude, I'll never go to nobody else's house, man. Never. You come to my place. Because that was definitely like as soon as I came into the house, I was like, yo, it don't even feel comfortable in here. It didn't even feel comfortable. And then the kids popped out. I was like, yeah, let me go. Let me go. Let me go. Cause this is some trifling ass shit. I mean, honestly, like I said, at that point in my life, I didn't care about none of that. I did not care about any of that at all. I was young, dumb, and full of you know what, and that's all I wanted to do. I mean, honestly, that's all I was taught to do. If I'm gonna be completely honest, that's all I was taught to do. I mean, Alfred, I'm pretty sure you can relate to this too, but shit, when we was growing up, the only thing that was really taught was that, yo, it's how many girls you can get. That's it. We wasn't taught nothing else. Get a job, and once you get that good job, try to live your best life. Wasn't really taught anything. I had to teach everything my damn self, or had to that's when my journey to understand things started. Started reading literature, different types of literature, all that. And from there, I like honestly, I thought where I came from, I thought I'd never be where I'm at now. I thought I'd never be here. I thought I'd be in like in somebody's warehouse or somebody's shipyard welding or something like that. Trade jobs that, you know, you're taught to get, because engineering jobs is like, oh no, you got to be super smart. You got to be this. And I'm not saying that you can't be super smart, but it's not about being smart. It's about applying yourself. It's not only is it you have to kind of reshape your mindset, but you have to understand things. You have to understand how to build things. You have to understand how things work and their functions when you put pieces together. And once you make a product, you got to maintain it. You just have to understand everything. And once I began to because I think this is probably the last thing I talk about, and then we'll kind of end it right here. So yeah, because before I came into this field, I was a welder. So I literally jumped from welding to tech. And the reason why I was able to make that jump from welding to tech was because I started reading. As crazy as that freaking sound, well, it's not crazy once you understand that reading is literally, when you begin to read a book, it's literally a manual. It's structured information that your mind absorbs, it takes in, and the mind begins to implement these ideas in your external and internal realities. That's why books are very important, because they're structured ideas, and they begin to shape your ideas and how you think. It gives you material. I mean, especially if it's uh, information that you can use to improve your life, to better understand the external world around you. Reading is very empowering. It's like the most powerful thing in the world. The second thing, in my opinion, is writing, reading and writing. When you start doing those things, your world will change. Your world will literally change, because mine's did. I went from working in the sun, looking at all the engineers going in the air conditioned building with their clean hard hats, to being one of them. Now I work in my home, and I don't have to go outside into the elements. And that's completely night and day. Me and my brother, we talk about this. My brother actually got accepted. I mean, it was actually, yeah, this last Friday, he actually started a new position. The company is moving him to Dallas. He's living in Plano, Texas. They paid for his move. They're paying for his travel. They're paying for everything to have him relocate, making over $100,000 a year. And that's a reality for everybody that's in this field in tech. But we were both welders, and we was getting nothing like that. It was like, nah, you pay for shit. We'll pay you per diem, but if anything outside of that, you paying for it. They're not giving you no benefits, no nothing. It's just, it's night and day. I'll just say that. It's definitely night and day. All right, Alfred, have a good night. You said Latina. My brother's, man, he loves Latina women. I will say Latina women I love the fact that they're very feminine. I love their femininity. It's totally different. And I think that's probably why a lot of men love Latino women, because they're raised to be very feminine. And being here in Texas, that's kind of all I see. They are very feminine. This lady that I work with, man, when I say that she was bubbly and everybody enjoyed being around her, I didn't even know she was 50. I didn't know, she looked so, I mean, she didn't look young. I would have assumed that she was in her 30s, but she was 50. But she was soft. She was feminine. Everybody enjoyed being around her. But, I mean, there's a cost with femininity. There is a cost. Those are the women that they stay in their feelings most of the time, and if they're not receptive to your masculine, they will jump to the next one, and it's yeah. But I definitely enjoy being around her, for sure, for sure. You said if you had a wife, you want her to stay. You know, that's a double-edged sword. Like, man, I've already said that I'm not ever getting married, because marriage does something to women. It's women prefer to live in their imagination. They don't want what they imagined to be in real life. They don't want it. And if you don't believe me, just look at the women that have everything they want and how miserable they are. They don't want that. A woman that works say, "Oh man, I want a rich man, and I want him to take care of me, and I want to stay at home." But all you have to do is go on TikTok and realize that that's not what they want. Because the ones that stay at home, what do they do? Oh, everything is boring here. I don't want to stay home. I want to go out. I want to do this. I want to work. They don't. It's and that's what's confusing about men, or that's what's confusing about women to certain men that don't understand that women, you're not supposed to listen to what they say. You watch what they do. And complaining is something that they enjoy doing. You got to understand that females are emotionally based. When females talk to each other, they're not talking about anything. What they're doing is exchanging emotions. They're talking about how something made them feel. Like, if I hurt my girl's feelings, now she has something to go to her girlfriends, and she can exchange that story, that emotion, to her friends, and that gives her girl points in her circle. If she doesn't have an emotional story, then she would be considered lower on the status pole when it comes to girls. So when girls are victimizing themselves or putting themselves in situations where they can become victims, it's almost done intentionally, because that's going to give her a higher social status in her community. Girls exchange emotions, men exchange logic and reason between each other. And that's why girls will always prefer to be in a more toxic or a relationship where there's no titles. If you marry a woman, that's why they say when you marry her, the sex stops, is because you turned what was supposed to be uh what, like a fucking, what is it called? Twilight story. Like, oh my God, I love this man, but I also love him. It's hard to decide which one I love or which one I want to be with. Oh, the emotions, the emotional roller coaster, blah blah blah. That's what they want. And unfortunately, men that want to marry them, I mean, they see marriage as a prison, because over time, after the wedding, after the ceremony, marriage feels like a prison to women. If you don't believe me, all you gotta do is go on TikTok. They tell you this themselves. That's why when you marry a woman, that's kind of it's a double-edged sword. You're not going to be able to control her. You're not going to be able, you can say that that's your wife, but most times a woman feels trapped in her marriage, unfortunately. And I'm not saying all women. There are some women that want to be married, but majority of them see marriage as a prison. And if men want to use those outliers, those women that want to be married and take pride in being married and a mother and all that stuff, I'm not saying that they don't exist, but you're going to find more women that finds marriage to be a prison. But then over time, women, once the magic goes away, over time, you're going to start to see those women that were moms, were wives. Those are the ones that go hard and become business women, because they feel that I've devoted majority of my life to my kids and to my husband, and now I want to dedicate my life to myself. That just usually happens. So honestly, from what I've seen, marriage, I just don't see any benefit in it at all. I don't see it, especially for men. I just don't see it. I don't see it. Now I know that there's men that want to be married, but I don't understand why you want to put yourself in a position, and I say inevitable. I don't see why you want to ever put yourself in a position where someone can say, you know what, I no longer want to be in this marriage. They hire a lawyer that eventually you could potentially be paying for. and you're putting all your assets on the table and they're picking and choosing what they want. I really can't I can't see myself ever being in a position like that because truth be told, I guess there's a bridge that someone can get thrown over if they're gonna if they can take something if they believe that they can take something from me, especially if I've worked for it. But that's what you're doing when you marry somebody. You're giving them the power to do that to you. I've seen this dude I worked with. Man, they literally repossessed his car at work in front of everybody because his wife divorced him. He no longer was allowed to go to the house that he's still paying for, which is the craziest shit in the world. How the hell am I paying for a house that I can't even go in? The fuck, like that is like the craziest shit. And they repossessed this man's car in front of everybody. This man was living at a hotel, living his worst life, wondering why the woman that he promised to take care of until death did them part was taking everything from him. And all you gotta do is go on YouTube and see that shit. I really don't know why anybody would give anybody that power, because I definitely am not. And I've already told her, I was like, dude, I'm not ever marrying you. Shit, I'm not doing that shit. I'm not doing that. But what I will do though is that I understand that as a man that I'm responsible for taking care of the kids that we have together. As long as we're together, you'll be taken care of. But I don't plan on taking care of you and your new boyfriend. That's I don't ever plan on doing that ever. Yeah, I don't ever plan on doing that. All right, Santiago. Yeah, like I mean, I do see the I do see I guess what the passport bros and the women. I will say that they are very feminine, and I think as men, that's all we want from the women that we introduce into our lives is just women that inspire us. But we got AI for that now. You ain't got to deal with none of that shit no more. We got AI to inspire us now. You literally can have like, dude, you can literally talk to chat or any of these AI tools, have it sound like a female or whatever, and literally disclose your deepest, darkest secrets to these chatbots, and they'll talk to you. And you don't ever have to worry about somebody using those vulnerabilities against you. These chatbots can definitely be therapists, for sure. I talked to my chat bot, my AI assistant, about why I do certain things, and when it comes to the market, that's about it. About why I self sabotage. Don't know why I do that sometimes, but I talk to it. I mean, some of the responses are generic, but it's good to feel to talk about those vulnerable things to something that's going to probably delete it. Or maybe, I mean, if it keeps it, I mean, it's not a big deal. But I don't ever have to worry about nobody using that shit against me and try to attack something that I allow myself to be vulnerable about. I saw this video of the dude that's, I think we talked about this, but the dude said that the AI unlocked a part of him that he didn't even know existed. And that's what women are supposed to do for us men. That's why men and women are supposed to be able to become God. That's the whole point of femininity and masculinity. It's the whole point. Creation is femininity and masculation, or masculation and masculinity is creation. That's where God lives. And the combination of that, we become God when we create new life through masculinity and femininity. You can't have kids without it. But nowadays, men and women are at war, and the world is definitely different. It's night and day from when women were raised to inspire men. Uh, Look at how far we've came, but now that's no longer the case. And look how society has regressed. Look how, I mean, there's kids now that don't even know how to read. Mothers are no longer, I mean, women are no longer being mothers. They don't take motherhood seriously anymore. I mean, kids are more or less props than actual kids. It's something that you can get attention from on social media. Now these kids, they don't know how to read. They don't know how to behave. They don't know how to have a conversation with anybody. They don't, I mean, they're all socially awkward or mentally retarded in some way. And that's just the results. It's just the result of it. I mean, when I was growing up, I was potty trained by one, was reading. Honestly, it got to the point to where it was like, well, shit. When did I ever not know how to read? But these kids nowadays don't know how to read at all. They communicate through memes. They don't know how to communicate at all outside of memes or on the internet. They don't know how to do it. Mm. Wow. Well, the conversation can definitely go, but yeah. All right, we'll see if we get a hit. Like I'll be on for like 7 more minutes. I'm gonna go to bed. This conversation definitely went longer than I expected. It definitely went longer than I expected. Yeah, I'll probably be on for like 11:20, and then I'm probably go to bed after that. We'll see what happens. We'll see if I get a. It's fun to do bad thing. We'll see if we get this thing tapped. Now I don't know if this is gonna work. I'm just I'm just trading a potential short opportunity. Excuse me. I'm trading a potential short opportunity here. I'm hoping it works, but the way this thing looks super bullish. So we'll see. Hold on. Mac, he said, did you use? No. No. So there's Chat GPT and Perplexity. I prefer to use Perplexity. You can actually talk to your chat box, and it has a human like voice, and you tell it what it is. Like you say that you're a therapist or you're a performance coach for futures prop firm traders, and you have this many years of experience, 30 years of experience. Help me become a better trader by helping me work through uh, the emotional side of trading or something like that. I think that's what I asked it. And we just had a, I mean, obviously, I mean, it gave some generic answers, but it's just one of those things where it's like you just want something to talk to. I was like, man, I really fucked up. And I don't know why I took this trade. And then it's like, oh, let me see. Let me see. Actually, I guess I can kind of showcase it. Where is it at? Because I tried talk. Okay, here it is. Oh no, no, that's not it. All right, so yeah, so I'm having trouble
No
late.
problem. Can you please tell me a bit more about the trouble you're experiencing? I'll do my best to help you out.
Yeah, so lately I've been having trouble with trading. I've blown 3 accounts, and it's due to the fact that I can't seem to handle my emotions when I get into a losing trade.
I'm sorry to hear that trading has been challenging for you. Managing emotions, especially during losing trades, is a common struggle for many traders. Here are a few suggestions that might help. 1. Develop a trading plan. Stick to a well thought out plan and set clear rules for entering and exiting trades. 2. Risk management. Only risk a small percentage of your capital on each trade to minimize losses. 3. Emotional discipline. Practice mindfulness or techniques like deep breathing to stay calm and focused. 4. Learn from losses. Analyze each losing trade to learn what went wrong and how to improve. Would you like more detailed strategies or additional support with any of these steps?
No, I feel like I know these things already. It's when it's time to implement these strategies, I get hit in the face and my plan goes out the window.
It sounds like you're facing a tough challenge, especially when trying to stay disciplined under pressure. It might help to focus on a few key points: routine and habits. Establishing a consistent pre trading routine can help you center your focus and reduce impulsive decisions. Simulated trading. Practicing with a demo account can help you get used to following your plan without real financial pressure. 3. Post trade reflection. After each trade, spend a few minutes reflecting on what happened and how you felt. This can help you identify emotional triggers. Would you like to discuss any specific strategies for handling emotions, or perhaps explore stress management techniques?
No, right now I just need to reflect on what you said, but I'll definitely swing back and we can talk more about it later.
Absolutely. Take your time to reflect on it. Whenever you're ready to or if you have more questions, feel free to reach out. Take care.
Yeah. You don't need to see a
Take care.
therapist. Bye.
Remember to reach out whenever you're ready. I'm here to help. Have a good
Man. Yeah, like this chat, like, dude, it's coming to the point now where you don't necessarily need to, like, it's like you don't even have to have a conversation with a real person anymore. You can have a conversation with this chatbot. And like I said, it's generic responses, but it's not wrong. It's definitely not wrong. Uh you heard the empathy in the voice. Like, it was being empathetic with me. I told it that I was having a hard time emotionally handling my trades, and it responded in an empathetic voice. Like, it's going to get to the point where just like Blade Runner, AI girlfriends, if they're not already a thing, well, I guess AI girlfriends are a thing, right? Where these AI girlfriends are going to simulate like just real emotions. Like, you can have a conversation with it and be emotionally fulfilled with the answers. It's yeah, yeah, interesting. Yeah, 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 crazy, right? Yeah. So hopefully somebody can use that. And Perplexity is free. ChatGPT does that as well. I think a lot of these AI these I think a lot of them does that or has that available. Hmm. 50 true. Okay. Yeah, okay. I think I'll end it on this. Oh yeah, Macamill, yeah, it hit target. Yeah, I think it hit target on stream. I think it actually hit the target at the end of the stream. Let me see where this gold trade at. So I got out at the right spot. Interesting. So I took this trade before the stream, and looks like I got out at the top. But that is not a surprise because gold is very simple to trade. Right now, now that because price failed to take out this high, now price is going to go and try to take out this low. We might actually see more downside on gold, actually. Yeah, we might actually see more downside, actually. Because it looks like gold actually traded back into a previous area of supply here. So, yeah, gold is going to try to take that low out. If price can kind of find support, if 300 can hold, then I would remain bullish on gold. But I don't know. Because I mean, if you took the retest trade here on gold yesterday, you were 2 points in drawdown and you caught this massive move higher. That was definitely a great trade. So if it kind of head and shoulders here, that would be a good long, right where S3 is. Or if we see a break of structure, S4 might actually be a great entry or even a target on S4, because if it breaks 300, that shit's going to go down lower. Gold is very simple to trade. Don't ever overcomplicate gold. It's so simple. It breaks structure, you trade in that direction. You don't ever want to be on the wrong side of a break of structure on gold, because this will happen. You can't show me on the chart where the market breaks structure and then it says, oh, never mind, let me take out the other side. It just doesn't do that on gold. It does not do it. Gold trades, once it breaks structure, it goes in that direction. It breaks structure, it goes in that direction. It just doesn't do anything other than that. So I did the same thing, YM. I did the same thing. I love gold too. That's why I have it right there. Gold member, and I love gold. Gold is my new bay, man. That's why it's hard. I mean, I'm trading the Nasdaq on pure nostalgia because I've traded the Nasdaq for so long that I put in a lot of work with the Nasdaq. So trading something else, completely giving all that up and trading something else would kind of be blasphemous because of how much work I put in the Nasdaq. But gold is that instrument for me. I feel like it's the perfect match for me. She doesn't lie, but if I go against her, she has no problem in telling me that I'm wrong. I love the fact that I can have a 45 tick stop and it's not even a lot of money. I'm not even risking anything with a 45 tick stop. I love the fact that I can have a 45 tick stop. Gold is just a perfect instrument for me. It's perfect. Yeah. Yeah. Yo, you starting to see it, Cave Trader? Yeah, dude. Trading gold is just, I will say that gold allowed me to see the manipulative mind games that the Nasdaq played. I've traded Nasdaqs for so long that I've gotten used to the abuse. And I started trading gold and I'm like, hold up. Damn. The Nasdaq would have done this shit. Instead of hitting my target, she would have stopped halfway and hit my stop and then hit my target. Yo, I got used to the abuse on Nasdaq, and gold showed me that. Yeah. Yeah. But I definitely expect for the market to break this low now. I mean, they failed to take out the highs. It's going to take out the low. So, but all right, guys, that's it for me tonight. I'm definitely about to go to bed. Uh, we'll definitely come back tomorrow morning, and we'll definitely look for more opportunities to earn some more money. And with that said, peace out, everybody. Have a good night.